Hello everyone, I'm finally back. Finally got my microphone and got a connection to the outside world. It's pretty trash, but it'll allow me to do some tutorials and create some new content for you guys and help out the community. So my first few tutorials are gonna be some short ones, but they're gonna be covering some things that I know people have been asking for and requesting. This one in particular is going to be for fixing the stunt props, making them work in FiveM, and using them in CodeWalker. So let's get started. I'm going to just assume that you have the latest version of CodeWalker, which is not the one from GTA 5 mods, but the one from the CodeWalker Discord. That you have a server that is set up and you can add resources to. And that's about it. So let's get started again. So we're gonna go onto my website here. I'm gonna leave a link in the description for everything as per usual. This is a resource I have created that you can just run on your server that will basically fix hopefully all of the stunt props. If not, if there's still some props that do not work, please do let me know so I can fix them and update this resource. So you go to code, go to download zip, and now you get to see how slow my internet is. So in this case, while this is downloading for me, I'm just going to open up my server folder. I'm going to go into my resources and then into whatever. I'm going to open up the zip that we just downloaded. We can close the website, we're done with that. And inside the zip, we have this folder here called Stunt Prop Fix. You do not want to use this folder here. We want this one. So drag this one into your resources, like so. You can rename this to whatever you want, but in this case, I'm just going to keep it like it is. So I'm going to copy this name. I'm going to go to my server.config, or whatever file you use to launch your resources. And then we're going to ensure, I already have the line, we're going to ensure stunt prop fix and just save that. Close this. And then we're pretty much done with this for now. We're now going to open CodeWalker. In my case, I already have it open because it takes like 5 minutes for me to open CodeWalker on this laptop. So gonna hit T to get our top bar. Gonna click on new. And then I'm gonna create a new ymap. Gonna go to ymap and create entity. So as per usual, there is quite a few websites where you can find prop names and look up props. So use whichever one you like the most for that. Most of the stunt props are called STT_prop, as you can see here. In my case, I just found some of them in the RPF Explorer. So I'm just going to kind of copy from that and use those. So I'm going to start out by using the spiral medium here. Copy the name and put that in here. You can see that's going to make this one show up. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to go up here and I'm going to enable snap to ground. What this is going to do is going to move the entity down to the ground when you move it, kind of making it flush with the ground, making sure there's no gaps or anything. And I'm going to move it in just so it aligns with the road over here. I'm going to hold shift and then I'm going to drag to make a copy. I'm going to go back and find another prop. In this case, I'm going to use the prop ramp jump large, like so. I'm going to rotate this. And if you don't already know, you can use W to move, like for the movement tool, E for the rotation tool, R for scaling, but you don't want to scale ever in CodeWalker. It doesn't work like 99% of the time, so just don't do it. So I'm gonna move this here, gonna hold shift again, make a copy on each side just to have some width. And then I'm going to copy this again. And then I'm going to grab one of these blocks here. Like so. And I'm going to disable the snap to ground, just so I can move it up a little bit. There we go. And then I'm just going to copy 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to make this one a bit wider here. Like so. And then I guess we're done with placing our props. So another thing that I know people are asking about is why do my props disappear like when I just drive a bit away, like so. As you can see here, when I start moving out, they kind of disappear. And when it's a big prop like this, it kind of looks weird. And the reason for this is because these have a default LOD distance or default distance that they're rendering of 200. So this is just about 200 units. And you can see this in your ymap if you select the prop, and then down here at LOD distance, this one is set to 200. So what you want to do is you want to up this to something that makes sense for these props. And the bigger the prop, obviously, the further away you can see it, but just don't be stupid. Don't set it to 9,999. That basically means that they're going to show up literally across the map, and that's going to give you some poor performance in the long run. So just don't do that. In this case, for these props, I'm just going to set it to 600. And I'm going to do the same with the jumps. 600, 600, and 600. For these platforms, I'm just going to make these into an example. I'll set this one to 100, the next one 200, this one to 400, and the last one to 600. Like so. And yeah, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to click on Save All up here. And then we're going to go into our resource again. Into stunt prop fix, into stream, and then we're going to create a new folder called map. And in here, we're going to rename the map ymap to stunt_props. Just save that. Save our project as just stunt, like so. Now I'm going to close my project window, and the reason I do that is because in CodeWalker, when you create a new ymap, it doesn't update the ymap name until you close the project and open it back up, or you can also close the ymap and open the ymap back up, either or. So we're going to open the project again. We're going to click on our stuntprops.ymap, and then we're going to click on calculate extents. For, I believe, the newer versions of CodeWalker, it will do this automatically whenever you save your ymap. So, but just for the sake of making sure it's done correctly, we're just going to click on calculate extents. Also going to click on calculate all flags, but we're going to manually enable the LOD flag up here. And the reason we do that is because some props don't care that you set a distance in here. They're going to default to, I believe it's 200 units always, until you enable this flag. So if you have some props that are being weird, try to enable this and play around with it, see if it works or not for you. All right, so we made sure to calculate extents, and now we're going to create our manifest, because remember kids, no manifest, no fun. So manifest generator, generate, save manifest. Make sure it's saved in the stream and the map folder. And then we're just going to click on save all once again, just to make sure everything is saved. We're going to close the project. And then we're going to close CodeWalker because we're pretty much done with that. So let's fire up our server here. And let's run FiveM. Hope there is no FiveM update, because that's going to take me like a good 15 to 20 minutes to update. But yeah, like I said, if you run into some props that are not working, please let me know so I can update them and add them to my GitHub. And the GitHub is going to get updated as I make some changes, so just check in from time to time. Make sure you have the latest version. And while we load in, I guess this is going to be a good time to thank everyone that's supporting me, the people on my Discord, making sure to help everyone, help each other. Especially thank you to my Patreons for helping me pay for this ridiculously expensive connection that is beyond trash, but still cost an arm and a leg. So thank you guys, I appreciate it. All right. Let's take a look. So, another thing is I'm using vMenu now instead of Lambda, just because vMenu is much better, not causing issues. I'm just gonna spawn a car, and then when we turn around, we should be able to see our props from here, and we can. So, as you can see, they're at a decent distance, I'd say. So, I'm gonna show you as we get closer how the LOD distance affects a prop as well. Let's see if I can make this loop. Yeah, boy. All right. Everything has collision. Everything shows up like it's supposed to. So we're pretty much good to go. All right. So remember how I set this one to 100 and the next one to 200 and then 400 and 600. So if we start like zooming out here, you can see this one is going to disappear first. Next one is going to disappear. So that's a 200 mark, 400 mark coming up, 400, and then 600 there. So that's 600. So that gives you a rough idea how far 600 units actually is. So in this case, for these props, you might even be able to get away with just 400 units. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Don't be stupid. Don't put it to 9,999. Yeah, there's no reason for that. But yeah, that's about it. That's pretty straightforward. The resource is just drag and drop, and you should be good to go. Be able to create some stunt props, create some sick stunt maps. All right, I appreciate it. I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Bye.